Okay, so I just stopped the last video of the three that I'm recording tonight. Welcome to this Raid Shadow Legends video. And this will be my second and probably the first one that I'll upload. I'm going to talk a little bit about the new changes that have come with the patch. So, if you're not aware, and I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos here at YouTube showing this, there was a new patch that came out. This is actually pretty good if I had any money. I believe it's patch 2.2, but don't quote me on that. If you open up the game, you can go into news, and what I saw was this one is what showed up, and I was able to read through this, and you see that the Artifact Forge has been added. I think they've done some champion balancing. They've done this advanced quest thing, and they've added a legendary champion. So you can read all of that. I'm not going to spend the time doing that here. And then these two, they did not highlight. I had to come in here. I mean, they were highlighted, but they didn't show up. So I had to come in here to check my news, and I found these two. And they talk about what they're doing with all these champions, that they've done some rebalancing for the arena. They're calling it an arena rebalance, but it's not an arena rebalance because it's not helping anything in the arena. I mean, maybe it will, but I kind of doubt it. I mean, we'll have to see. I don't know if I use any of the champions that are going to be in here, but I wouldn't call this an arena rebalance. An arena rebalance would be a complete changing of the mechanisms that's matching you up with who you're matched up with, I would say. This is a champion rebalance, maybe. But that will show up in your news box, and then there were some update gifts, I think, so make sure you collect those. I think they were a day or two ago, so get them quick if you haven't yet. There was a clan boss key and some other stuff. Make sure you grab those. And so let's go over what's been added here and my thoughts. I'm going to do another video after this one covering the Forge in more detail. I've gone through here and I've done a couple of sets of Swift Parry with the materials they provided and a few that I earned. So at 4 p.m. this afternoon, I came into the game and the patch had gone through, and we were supposed to have 24 hours to do these first set that they gave us, which is a different set than what we got here in the second set. But I had 1 hour until 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to complete all of these quests. And I didn't get very far, so I was not able to complete them, but I did not get a full 24 hours. The first batch of advanced quests were not available 5 p.m. What would be now the day before yesterday. They were not available 24 hours before. I only had 1 hour with them. Now, they were probably there in the morning, I would say maybe around 6 or 7 or 8 a.m., but there was no notification or any way to know this, so I had no way to get up early and to get them and to do them. I just got into the game a little later than normal, around 4. Usually I get in about 2 or 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and found that I had all these quests to complete, and I did my best, but I wasn't able to complete them all. So that's my first thing I wanted to point out about this advanced quest system. So the other thing I wanted to say is that the advanced quests, they're forcing you to play Faction Crypt and use all your keys. And now I'm having a little bit of trouble getting it to register. I don't quite understand what's going on here. It says Faction Wars, use 12 keys. So I've gone into here. I've gone to Faction Wars, and I fought these levels a couple of times, but my key count hasn't gone down. So I guess you have to actually fight and defeat the stage, and they're forcing you to fight and defeat the stage. So if you're not beating the stage, you're going to be frustrated. I don't know if you can get points for beating earlier stages. I should try that and find out. I don't know. But as it stands right now, I was trying to do some of these stages down here, and I could not defeat them, and it wasn't taking away any of my keys, so I'm not making any progress towards that advanced quest. The materials you're going to get, even if you're playing the same levels in the Faction Crypt, I think I was able to successfully complete earlier today 1 or 2 Faction Crypt levels or boss or something, because it was a different different faction. Right now all I've got is high elf. I think the other one was my more powerful where I have legendaries. That's why I'm not very far here. And also these are very hard for me. Right now though, these are just high elf, and this is what I've got for my high elves. I got a few more in storage, but this is basically it. And then I keep getting killed because the guys that steal buffs at the end of the level that I'm trying to beat. And then they resurrect when you kill them, so I have to try and kill them again. It's ridiculous. And then this one is the Banner Lords. This guy needs better gear, I think, and this guy as well. I probably need to improve her gear. I did work on him, but this is weird because I actually went in here and I defeated this. And you can see I defeated it with 3 stars. I've tried fighting this again to get those keys for beating this boss, and I can't beat her. I can't, or him. I don't know if it's a him or a her, but and it's the same exact character. So unless I fused one recently for one of the fusions that they had, I can't recall if I did and lost somebody that I had that was valuable and contributing in some major way. I don't know, because I've upgraded this guy to a 50, ranked him up and everything, gave him better gear. I think has better gear. He has good gear. And now I can't even beat it. And before I beat it with 3 stars with a weaker version of this champion and weaker gear on most of these champions. These champions probably have the same gear. And I don't understand what's going on with that. If it's just an RNG thing or if they've increased the difficulty or what. But essentially now all I'm getting is frustrated. I cannot proceed with the faction wars, and now I can't even get the keys so that I can get the rewards for playing those levels. Now there were 2 dragon tournaments that just ended. Hopefully you caught that and dove in there, because you spending all your energy there gave you points and gave you stuff from both of those tournaments that they had going at the same time until just a little bit ago. So now there's just one going, but keep throwing yourself in there because that's how you're going to get some materials and stuff. Let's go over that real quick. Anyway, we've got Classic Arena Takedown. The higher up you get here, I guess these are charms that they're giving you on a Classic Arena, but they're trying to force you to play the Classic Arena, which, if you're me, you can't play it. And then Dragon Tournament, this one's some pretty easy points to get here to get all of these other materials and stuff. So that's what's going on over here. And then in the events, I don't know what we have going on. Oh, we just had this Dungeon Divers. And I was able to just complete it today just by going into the Dragon Crypt and fighting it. I spent about 220 energy or so, and I was able to get all this stuff. So that was pretty cool. So just something to be aware of. Hopefully you noticed that. But I did notice it, so I wanted to point that out. There was some definite grinding and forge when the time cycled around. I wasn't able to complete my last quest, which was to forge a legendary artifact. The RNG for getting legendary is very bad, not in your favor at all, and the artifacts you get aren't very good either right at the moment. So you're going to really need those charms, and I'll talk more about that when I talk about the forge. Hopefully I can get all my details together. So you need, for the Classic Arena Advanced Quest, one of them that I saw, I don't know if I have it here, it said you need 30 materials, but you're only getting 1 to 2 bars each fight, so it's very difficult to get those materials. You're only getting one bar or 2 bars per fight. That means you've got to fight a minimum of 15 fights, and that's assuming you have really good luck and get 2 bars each fight, and a maximum of 30. So you got to fight between 15 to 30 times in the arena to complete this quest and get this piss poor reward. Okay, I did have an initial complaint with the Clan Boss Advanced Quest. The second batch that came through had a Clan Boss. You got to do 8 million damage, but it's total damage, and that's what it says here. But I didn't know if it meant in one try, because I don't do 8 million. I do, if I'm lucky, I do 5 or 6. Somehow I managed to do 7.5 million on easy Clan Boss, and was able to fill this up pretty good. But it's your total amount. So if you have the same advanced quest, that one shouldn't be too hard to defeat. You should be able to get just fighting a Clan Boss using up all your keys. And I think there's a reward for using some Clan Boss keys here too. So definitely keep your eye on that. The rewards, essentially my impression is They're too poor. They're too weak. They're garbage rewards for what the work you have to put in to get them. They're not worth it. They're not good rewards at all. This should be maybe 25, maybe even 50, for example. This could be like a 20 or 25. This should be a minimum of 50,000 silver. Just to give you an example, this is just way too weak for the work you have to put into. Yeah, so my overall impression of the advanced quests, so this is what I have to say about things, about the patch and about the advanced quests and all of that right now. My overall impression is it's crap. It's adding pressure to play into the worst areas of the game, which are the arena and faction wars. Those are the two areas of the game that I enjoy the least. The artifact forge is okay, but it'll be more of a curse than a blessing if you can't get materials easily. I don't care about the new legendary. I would care if I had him, but since I don't have him, and I probably will never get him, I don't even care about the new legendary. Big deal. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I feel that these quote-unquote improvements have made the game worse, and it's making it less enjoyable to play. And as I said, I just recorded for my last video, and as you'll hear me say in my final of the videos that I'm doing tonight, I find that I feel the game is less enjoyable, and I feel more stress and pressure in playing it, and it's feeling a lot more like when I used to play Transformers Forge to Fight just before I quit. That's how the game feels to me right now. My overall impression of the patch is I'm not impressed, and I don't care. Doom Tower hasn't come in yet. I don't think I'm going to care about that either. Overall impressions are, I just don't care. The patch isn't doing anything for me. There's some promise here with the Forge. The artifacts, I have tested them, and they are pretty good, even the weaker 4-star ones. I put on this guy down here, Grimskin, I think it is. I put a 1 set on him, and I've been testing him out with it. So I gave him this resilience, which gives you HP plus 10% and defense 10%. And it seems to be doing really good for him. Even though they're 4-star, he's holding his own pretty good. So that's a pretty good set, I would say. I tried it with him, and then who did I put? Yeah, I put this perception set with the accuracy 40 and speed plus 5. I put them on Reliquary Tender just to see how they would go, but this is an attack set, and while the substats are good, she's dying too quickly. Even though her defense is not terrible, it's been boosted fairly well, it's just not good enough. They're slicing right through her. So I'm not noticing a huge giant. I noticed some improvement with Grimskin with the gear that he has. I don't know about this. She's probably not the right champion to be testing it on. So that's kind of where I am right now on that. I have a few more pieces left. I was able to forge a couple more resilience pieces and a couple more perception pieces, and I had some other ones I thought. No, I had to sell. I had to sell the really top of the line ones. The ones that I wanted really bad, the swift parry and the deflection, I had to sell them because they were just crappy stats. Crappy main stat, crappy sub stat, so I just sold them. Gave me enough money though to do some upgrading of the artifacts that I needed to do. But that's where we're sitting right now. It's a lot more work, and I'm probably going to ignore the advanced quests, except for whenever, just in my natural game time, things might get done, then I might collect it. I'm not going to ignore it that way, but I don't think I'm going to set out and I'm going to focus on any of these quests trying to beat them. I think I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to work on this batch still, kind of see it through, but there's too much here to do. There's too little reward for doing it. It's not making the game any more fun. It's actually making it less fun and more work. And I am not impressed with any of it. So it's actually contributing to me, as I will say, you'll hear me say in the last of these 3 videos that I am doing tonight, it's actually making me think about quitting. I think we're going to call that good. Hopefully I didn't forget something, but if I did, I'll just do another part to this. Thanks for watching. Thumb up if you liked the video, thumb down if you did not, and if you do give a thumb down, Leave your feedback and comments, and also let me know, what do you think of these new changes? How do they affect your gameplay? Are you having more fun with Raid now or less fun? Is it more work or is it less work for you? I mean, is it more enjoyable or less enjoyable? How are you feeling about these new additions to Raid? How are you feeling about the champion balances? How are you feeling about their so-called solution to the arena? Which, as you can see, is not a solution at all. I've actually seen some 5 and 400 here in tier 2 of bronze, and that's in tag team, which used to be easier. And this is still crap here, and I can hardly fight anything, and I'm barely holding into my place on level 4 of bronze. So what do you think about all of that? Do you think it's actually helping, or do you think it's making it worse, or are you indifferent? Leave a comment below, let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next video.